Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out Warren Zevon's Excitable Boy. This has been requested a lot. I think it was like heavily requested when I asked for like Halloween suggestions for like weird or disturbing songs. You know, Warren has a very interesting sense of humor, and a lot of the songs that I've reacted to by him already are on the darker side. There's a couple others by him that have been heavily requested I intend to get to, but we're going to start with this one. So thank you to the people who suggested this track. And yeah, I'm finally approaching the end of that list that I drew up back in June, I guess. It was a while ago. So you'll want to keep an eye out for the next video where I'm asking you guys for requests, or they're not requests, suggestions for more songs so I can compile a new list. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Daniel. Here we react to music, and I try to figure out what the music and the lyrics mean to me personally. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. Here we go. Excitable Boy. Kind of cool. 1 second. My headphones were, for some reason, really turned very far down. I'm starting it over. 3, 2, 1 for real. There we go.
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said. And he rubbed a pot roast all over his chest. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy. He took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark. Excitable boy, they all said. And he bit the usherette's leg in the dark. Excitable boy, they all said. Well, he's just an excitable boy. Took little Susie to the junior prom. Excitable boy, they all said. Excitable boy. And he raped her and killed her, then he took her home. Excitable boy, they all said. Excitable boy. Well, he's just an excitable boy. After 10 long years, they let him out of the home. Excitable boy, they all said. Excitable boy. And he dug up her grave and built a cage with her bones. Excitable boy.
What the hell is happening?
Well, he's just an excitable boy.
Wow, that was really short. All right, I did not catch every single lyric, but if I'm not mistaken, it started and was, what did they say he did? He like picked up a pot roast, something? We're gonna look at the lyrics, but then it progressed, and then he like kills someone and buries their bones. Just an excitable boy. It's almost funny. It's like dark humor. Yeah, well, there you go. A darkly humorous song about a boy who does insane things, but with an increasingly violent arc. But it's more than just dark humor. He's telling us something about where our society is going. Often overlooked because of the popularity of Werewolves of London, this is a perfect presentation of Warren's songwriting originality and wit. The album gets its name from this track. The idea for the song came from a conversation Warren had with Roy Marinell. Roy commented that Warren got a little too excited when he played lead guitar. Warren replied, "I'm just an excitable boy." This exchange occurred just a few nights after the real-life pot roast incident mentioned later in the song. Huh. That's interesting. He went down to dinner in his Sunday best, excitable boy, they all said, and he rubbed the pot roast all over his chest, excitable boy, they all said. He's just an excitable boy. He took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark, excitable boy, they all said, and he bit the usherette's leg in the dark. Excitable boy, they all said. Alright, so then it's like, I'm assuming that's sexual, maybe? Or just very literal? Who knows? Took little Susie to junior prom, and he raped her and killed her. Then he took her home. Excitable boy, they all said. He's just an excitable boy. After 10 long years, they let him out of the home. So did they put him in an insane asylum? And he dug up her grave and built a cage with her bones. Jeez. Holy cow. All right. He's excitable because he's wearing his nicest clothes to dinner, a dinner that presumably isn't anything fancy. This first unrhymed couplet establishes the song structure for the rest of the song. We get a report of what the boy does, and then the repeated explanation for why he does what he does. He's an excitable boy. He borrowed this idea from his own life. He describes doing just this at his own dinner table in his book, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, The Dirty Life and Times of Warren Zevon. He's just an excitable boy. By the second repetition of this phrase, it's clear he's telling us something. As the song progresses, the forms of violence he has the protagonist commit become more and more gruesome, yet we still see the same refrain. What's the point? We, like the folks surrounding the protagonist here, have become so desensitized to violence that we almost don't notice it anymore. We do it subconsciously to preserve our sense of normalcy, but that just results in things getting crazier and crazier. If you think this is a stretch, consider these statistics. From 1982 to 2015, there were just over 80 mass shootings in the U.S. in total. More than half of those occurred from 2006 to 2015. Possibly because of the almost glorification of that we've had as of late, where we have people making documentaries and full-length movies going in depth about the lives of serial killers and kind of this romanticizing of the notion, like, yeah. Yeah. That's a whole different. Let's just keep going. That means it took 23 years for the first 40, about 2 each year, but only 10 years for the second 40, about 4 each year. In 2016, the number of mass shootings climbed up to 15, and it has only gotten worse. Anyway, he took in the 4 a.m. show at the Clark. Excitable boy, they all said. Boy went to the early show at the Clark Theater, a since demolished Chicago movie theater that was famous for showing double features and late shows that started at 3 or 4 a.m. By the time Excitable Boy was written, the Clark was a porno theater, which lends to the strange tendencies of the lead character. Ah, that makes sense. His bad behavior is escalating. He genders the word usher, which is typically not gendered and is used for both versions. This is to drive home that some of the reason the Excitable Boy is able to have this behavior and it's dismissed is because it involves violence against women, not other men or boys, and also because he is a boy. That's part of what I thought the point was from the beginning, where people are like, it's just boys being boys, like, there's studies that show that there's a correlation a lot of times between killing like bugs, insects, then small animals, then eventually having like violent tendencies later in life, or just there's some connection there. I don't know. I don't cite me on that. Do your own research for that type of stuff. But I've heard the phrase "boys will be boys" before to describe things that probably shouldn't be allowed. So then this is just extrapolating from that and going far enough to where it just gets insane. Let's keep going. Just an excitable boy. Then the chorus. The yakety sax phrases in the girl choir recall the innocence of the 50s, combined with the downright jaunty melody. The music provides the contrasting whiteness to the blackness in the protagonist's mind. The guy's going off the rails and about to turn truly violent, while everyone around him sees nothing but happy days. Took little Susie to junior prom, excitable boy, they all said. And then, yeah. His macabre humor comes out in full force here. The use of the name Little Susie links to Warren's early session work on piano with the Everly Brothers on songs like Wake Up, Little Susie. The twist comes in what Warren has the protagonist do to Little Susie. Yeah. The comment beneath that's literally just the ordering of the line, he raped her and killed her, then he took her home, is a great example of the very, very dark humor of the song. Yeah. All right. After 10 years, they let him out of the home. He doesn't go to prison because he's just an excitable boy. Instead, he's sent away to an insane asylum in hopes to rehabilitate him. Explanation by Roy Marinell on I'll Sleep When I'm Dead by Crystal Zevon. We looked at each other, and that was it. 15 minutes later, that one was written. That bit about how he built a cage with her bones. The critics made all kinds of assumptions about the significance of the song, like how it was about Charles Manson, who said, "Don't let me out." Well, where that verse comes from is when I was a young boy in Illinois. Around the schoolyard, some kid would say, "Eat crap," and your response would be, "What'll I do with your bones?" And his response would be, "Build a cage for your mother." Jeez. It had nothing to do with any of this social significance. It was this goofy kid thing. And I told the story to Warren, and he laughed, and we put that in the song. But it also gave me a perspective as to what critics don't know. It turns out they didn't know nothing about what I was saying, so they probably don't know anything about what anyone else is saying either. Well, yeah, that's all they ever do. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Excitable Boy. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Here lately, when I do some songs that are a little bit more disturbing in nature or darker, or if they have, I reacted to Slipknot the other day. There was a little bit of pushback. Or when I've reacted to Bauhaus Anyway, let me just say that this this is my sense of humor. I find this, this stuff interesting. So if it offends anybody, I apologize. I think I said something at the beginning. Hopefully that was enough warning. But if you did stick around and you did, enjoy it or find it interesting, thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a good day. Stay tuned for more videos. And fly by night away from here. Stay tuned for, I just said that. Goodbye.